Good morning, guys. Welcome to my replay viewers. Thank you guys so much for jumping in, checking out my broadcast. Sorry I missed you live, but so glad you guys took some time to check it out. What is up to my live crew this morning? Great to see y'all this morning. So glad to have you here. I appreciate all you amazing, wonderful, world-changing, life-changing people to come in and hang out with me this morning. I'm honored, y'all. Listen, I appreciate you, Jamie. Good morning to you. Tasha, good morning to you. Kat, what's up, girl? Appreciate you, Celia. What's going on? Y'all are amazing. Tasha, I think I said good morning. I'll say it again, Tasha, because I see you in two different places. Good morning to you. Tracy, what's up, man? Brian, I see you on YouTube. Coffee's almost ready. Cheers, and good morning to you. I hope y'all are having an amazing, whatever today is, Thursday. Hope you're having an amazing Thursday. I hope your morning beverage is delicious. I hope your smoothie is made or being made. Jamie, Jackie, I hope Jamaica's warm and sunny. It's not warm and sunny here at all. I bet it's warmer and sunnier where you're at, buddy. Good morning to y'all. I appreciate you. Excited to be hanging out with you this morning. Yeah, it's my day before my birthday. Today is a very special day today. Today is the last day of my 39s. Today is the last day of my 30s in general. I'm going to be a 40 person tomorrow. So y'all, I know y'all thought I was older than that. I'm still a young man, I believe. So, so today is a special day. I'm pretty sure today is probably going to be the best content I've ever shared in my 30s. I'm positive of that. I'm excited about my 40s. Celia said 40s is a great decade. Don't they say that life happens at 40 or life starts at 40 or something? Isn't there something about that? I don't know. My 30s are pretty cool. I did my 30s pretty well. So I'm excited to see what 40 has to give to me. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. So I have a birthday happening tomorrow. I'll be here. I'm going to be interviewing Jackie Cameron tomorrow, which should be fun. But today we're going to talk about high-paying clients. All right, I was having a conversation with one of my clients yesterday, and we've been really on this mission to get them past the low-hanging fruit. When you start a business, you start a business and you start generating income, you get to a point where you're generating some smaller incremental dollars and maybe some smaller incremental memberships or some smaller incremental one-on-one clients with lower price points. And this client of mine said to me, actually, at the beginning of the year, they said, Justin, my mission is to land my high-paying clients this year. I'm ready to get to that next level where I can start collecting those premium fees and start consistently capturing those high-paying clients that are serious about working with me and really ready to invest in the help that I can provide to them. I said, we're on it. We're on this mission. So we've been on this mission since January, and we landed them their first high-paying client yesterday. And so I was just thinking about this client. It was a big milestone, and I was looking through just some of the things that we had to do. And there's some key things that I believe are an absolute essential to attracting high-paying clients. And not only attracting high-paying clients, but attracting high-paying clients consistently, because there's four things that high-paying clients will look for in you before they'll be willing to view you or think of you in that way and pay you that way. So I'm going to share those four things with you this morning because these are four things that I have focused on with many of my clients, and they work. The things that I do for myself, and they work. I'm going to give you examples and show you a few examples of kind of the way I set myself up and how my business just kind of works for me and attracts clients for me. So that's our topic and conversation for today. Excited to have this one with you. Grab your favorite morning beverage, and I'm going to be right back with you. All right, hang tight. All right, y'all, that is who I am. That is what I do. Justin Kaplan Pro is my name. JustinKaplanPro.com is my website. I'm a startup business mentor and a branding strategist that specializes in helping startup entrepreneurs just like you turn your passion, your gifting, your ideas into a profitable and scalable brand, leveraging the power of social media marketing. If you, excuse me, I can speak, excuse me. If you are new to me, new to my channel, new to who I am and what I do, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and I appreciate your time and attention. And I promise this morning I am not going to waste 1 second of it. Jalil, good morning to you, sir. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. So we're going to dive right into this thing. We're going to talk about consumer demand, premium clients, 4 crucial components on how to get consistent, high-paying clients as a new entrepreneur. This is not something I'm going to tell you, well, you got to put in 5-6 years before you're going to start getting new clients. You can do this and do this well. And one of the number one reasons I think that probably people struggle to get kind of shift past that small low-hanging fruit into premium investments and premium clients, I think one of the problems is because they're missing a few of these key components. And so this is simple stuff. And what's cool about this too is this is stuff that anybody can do, no matter how long you've been in the game, no matter how much money you have to spend. Even if you are just starting out and you don't have a ton of money to get a ton of help, you can do a ton of this on your own. And that's why I want to give this to you, because anybody can do this. All right. Super appreciate you, Jamie. Thank you so much, buddy. All right. I'm going to start you out with a quote of the day. This quote of the day is mine. This is JC Pro quote. And my Justin Kaplan Pro says, the service provider, and I'd love for you to write this down if you're taking notes, the service provider that best demonstrates that they understand their prospect's problem and can provide a valuable solution is usually the one that gets the business. I'm going to say that again. The service provider, which is who you are, no matter what you sell, no matter what you do, you are a service provider. You are providing a service to someone else. They need help. You have the solution. So the service provider that best demonstrates that they understand their prospect's problem and can provide a valuable solution is usually the one that gets the business. The key word in that entire phrase is demonstrates. Because I could tell you all day long that I am the best branding strategist on the planet. I can tell you all day long that I can solve your problems and change your world and help you build a business that will attract paying clients. And I can do all your branding. I can tell you that all day long. But if I don't demonstrate that to you in some way, and if I don't connect the dots between your need and my services and make you feel in your heart of hearts and in your core that I am the guy for you and that I can absolutely confidently be the service provider for you, you won't hire me. So there's got to be a connection there. And there's certain things that potential prospect, especially a high paying prospect that might be paying you thousands of dollars versus hundreds of dollars, needs to see a few things. All right. Now, how many of y'all can relate to having maybe been in your business for a little while, and maybe you're finding it easy or easier to sell your books or your small membership community or some of the small stuff, but the idea of someone paying you thousands of dollars, does that scare you at all? I'm just curious, because I've gotten mixed reactions on this. I mean, there's a client in here. I'm not gonna name her by name because I didn't discuss this ahead of time. But there's a client in here. We were talking about a program that she had a call that she was coming up on, and she had this prospect call that had reached out to her and said she wanted to talk to her about seeing how she might be able to help her. And so she reached out to me and wanted to know if I could just kind of coach her through it before she had the conversation. So we talked through it. And we talked through kind of how to handle the call and what to say and how to handle that phone call. And I got to the point of asking her about her pricing, and we talked a bit about her pricing, and the pricing that she had given me was low. And I can't remember the exact number, but it was a couple $100, like $297 or something like that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, that's not bad. I'm like, what all do we get for $297? And so she's explaining to me the process, and that $297 was going to include one-on-ones. And I'm like, no, you're not giving away weeks of one-on-ones with you for $300. Nope, that's not happening. She's like, okay, I said, so this is what you're going to do. And so I explained to her how I break out pricing and how I set that up and how you can go through and really give yourself a very sound strategic pricing model to basically present to the consumer. And so we worked up a pricing model that had different tiers. And the highest tier I recall was $1,500. If I recall, it's been a few weeks since we did this. I think it was $1,500. And I'm like, so you're going to get through and you're going to start with that price. You're going to tell them my service package that I would recommend for you would be $1,500. And this client of mine's like, really? I'm like, yeah, That's what you're going to tell her. You're going to tell her you're going to charge $1,500. She's like, okay. So long story short, she goes and has the phone call with this person, and she walks through the entire process as I told her to do it. And she gets to the end and tells her what her package is going to be. And she recommends this package for $1,500. And the lady on the other end of the phone is like, that's amazing. That's exactly what I want. That's the one I want to move forward on. And, and so she texts me, she's like, oh my gosh, she wants to do that one. I'm like, I know. Because the thing is, people will pay good, healthy money for the value that you have if they can see that value and if they're confident in your ability to deliver for them. But they got to see a few things there. They've just got to connect a few dots. So I want to say this because this is important. All right. I want you to say this as we get into this kind of mindset of attracting high-paying clients. For some of you, a high-paying client might be, $600, $800. I'm talking about someone who will pay you $5,000, someone who will pay you $10,000. There's people out there, there's people in this world today that will pay you $10,000 for what you do. There are people in the world today, like I'm thinking about my girl, Jamie Kirshner. Let me just confirm for you for just a second, okay? Jamie Kirshner is an amazing coach of teen girls. And the stuff that you're doing is changing the world. There is a event planner in the world today that will pay you $10,000 for you to speak on stage for 45 minutes. That's not uncommon. And it's not at all outside of what you're absolutely able to attract and acquire. Celia Kibler, there's someone that will pay you $25,000 for you to do a conference, do a TED Talk, do something where you speak in front of an audience of 500 plus people. Tasha Hart, there's a person out there that will pay you $5,000 for your coaching program. So when I'm talking about premium clients, I'm not talking about let's take you from 97 to 297. I'm talking about let's take you from a $20 book sale to a $2,000 coaching package or a $50 membership to someone who pays you $10,000 for a membership. That's what I'm talking about. There's people that people will pay that. All right. So I want to bring this up to you because I want you to get through your mind that you have to separate and remove your feelings and opinions about money as you're building your business. Because just because you wouldn't put $5,000 on a credit card does not mean that they wouldn't. Just because you would not sign up for a $10,000 membership or mastermind or membership for a year does not mean that they wouldn't. Just because you would not even dream of paying someone $3,000 or $5,000 or $7,000 or $15,000 to talk for 45 minutes does not mean that they wouldn't. It's all a matter of need and value. All right. So if someone has a need and they see your value, they will pay for whatever that need means to them. Okay. So I want to set all that up. I just want to get that. So you got to get out of your own feelings about money and you got to get real confident in your value. This all starts with your belief about yourself. And that's hard. Believe me, I get it because I was not always there, man. I was not always there. And it took me a while to get to a point where I had to recognize in my mind, I'm worth this. And can we just have a candid coffee chat for a second? This is so important for you to get. I used to struggle with this. I mean, I remember I used to get on the phone with people and I'd be like, man, I just really need this money. I really need this money. I really got to close the sale. I'm trying to close like a $600 deal or a $500 deal. And that seemed like so overwhelming to me. And I remember people paying me $500. You all listen, I used to sell, what is this, 5 years ago? When I first started on Periscope, I used to sell full branding packages for $397. $397. Full branding packages. You wish you knew me then. I was selling them left and right. And now I wasn't doing websites and stuff involved in that, but I was doing like logo design, branding, social media, all the things. And I was spending hours and hours and hours and hours for people for $397. And I remember I started, and then I creeped my prices up to $597. Then went to $697, then went to $897. And then I remember when I crossed over the $1,000 mark and I started doing $1,200 even. Then I went to $1,500. And I thought, like, geez. And I always had people that were investing in $1,500. And I used to be like, I don't know, is this worth it? Am I worth it? And I wrestled with that so much. And I can't even tell you when the light switched on for me. But I at some point I came to this realization that I'm really good at what I do. And people will pay for that. And I wish someone had grabbed a hold of me back then and like, listen, God gave you your gifting for a very specific reason, and he has equipped you with the knowledge and the ability and the skills and the expertise to do what you do with excellence. Don't be afraid to charge your worth, young man. You can do this with people and they will pay for it. And when I started realizing I started getting confident in what I was doing, and I would have a phone call with someone and be like, my package is $1,500. And they'd be like, all right, that's amazing. What a value. And then 6 months later, I'd tell someone that package is going to be $2,500. They'd be like, what a deal. That's amazing. And then someone says, a year later, then it's all of a sudden it's $5,000. And like, what a deal. I had a phone call with someone yesterday that I was talking about working with me for a year. And what that looks like and how I work my process. And they're like, all right, what's that look like? It's going to be $10,000. And they're like, totally worth it. Totally get that. I'm going to work on getting that investment around for you. And I'll reach out to you as soon as I'm ready to go. I'm like, sounds great. And I'm like, people will pay when you become confident in your value and you recognize what you have to offer. People will see that in you too. But if you lack confidence in your own value and what you do, people will also see that. Okay. Now I haven't even given you my 4 tips of the day yet, but I just wanted to, is that helpful to anybody? Because I feel like I'm speaking to someone today. I feel like I'm peeking in your windows and telling you exactly what the Lord has already been telling you. I'm just confirming it. I really just want to shake someone loose this morning to get you to realize that you are worth so much and you are so capable and so equipped to do what the Lord has called you to do, and you are changing lives and impacting the world. You are a world changer, and I just want you to get paid for what you're worth. Okay? So let's talk about the actual 4 tips that I had for today now that I've been talking for 20 minutes, all right? Cheers and good morning to you. Hopefully that was a good introduction to what I am going to give you today. I appreciate that, Tasha. Thank you so much. Okay? The first one I'm going to give you, number 1, again, we're talking about what it takes, how to get to consistent, high-paying clients as a new entrepreneur. The first thing that you have to do is that those high-paying clients have got to be able to research and expand on their own. What's that mean? That means that basically right now, today, in today's world, today's market, there is a sea of general interest prospects. What that means is that there's people all over social media and all over the world right now who need what you offer, but they don't know who you are, and they don't know you. They don't know your service is available. They don't know you exist, but they're out there. There's people out there right now that need you. Okay, they're called general interest, meaning that they have a need. They have a problem, they have a frustration, they have something broken in their life, or they have a desire for something, whatever that is. You have the solution, but they don't know you exist yet. They're general interest, meaning they have that need, but they're just kind of going about their world, all right? They have to have an experience with you. They're going to have an experience with you through a live video, or they're going to listen to a podcast, or they're going to come across your marketing material, or there's going to be something where they're going to connect to you and they're going to have an experience with you. And that takes them from general interest prospect into a curiosity prospect, meaning that I've got this issue, I've got this past, I got this stuff going on, and then I'm invited to check out Maggie Cavanaugh, and I listen to one of Maggie Cavanaugh's videos, and I'm like, wow, I think she could help me. Or I have a teen girl at home, and I don't know what's going on with this teen girl, and I'm wanting to help her draw nearer to the Lord, and I want to help her in a relationship with her friends and at school. And I'm like, is there anything that could help me with teens? And so I've got a minute in the car while I'm waiting in a line somewhere, and I go on my podcast and I search and I find the Uncommon Teen podcast. Let me listen to this, and I listen and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect for my teen. That's what I'm talking about when I am a general interest stage. I have something going on in my world, and I come across someone or something that speaks to me, that connects to me. What happens is, once I get to that point, I realize, I think Jamie Kirschner might be able to help me with my teen. I think Maggie Kavanaugh might be able to help me overcome my past. I think Tasha Hart might be able to help me step into my purpose and really figure out what the heck I'm doing in my life. I think Celia Kibler might actually be able to help me get some control of these kids and have me stop yelling at these kids all the time, right? So when you connect the dots, what happens is, once they have that experience and they experience you, then they have to be able to research and expand on their own, meaning they have to be able to go to Google and Google you and find information about you, to see what you're doing, who you are. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you, along with this, I'm just going to give you some tips on each of these, that be able to research and expand on your own. One of the first things you got to do as a new entrepreneur is you've got to take control of what Google is showing people. 98% of all internet searches are executed by Google. All right, Google is the largest search engine in the world, meaning when someone wants to learn something or find more information about something, they're going to go to Google and they're going to Google you. All right, it's important for you to go to Google and understand what Google is showing people. And you got to start working to make an impact on that, because that is one of the first places that people go. Now, one of the best things that we can all do as business owners, even if you're brand new and just getting started, maybe you don't even have a website yet, that's okay. One of the best things that you can do is set up a Google business listing. All right, now I'm not going to go into all the details about how to set up a Google business listing today, because I've taught my inner circle that. If you want information about how to do that, reach out to me in a message, send me a private message or an email, and I have a video I can share with you that walks you through the whole process on what to do with that. But basically, let me just show this to you real quick. This is what needs to happen. So let's say that somebody comes across one of my videos and they're watching me for the first time. Maybe it's this video. Maybe somebody's watching me right now. I'm like, who is this Justin guy? I want to learn more about him. They're going to go to Google. All right. And when they go to Google, they're going to type in Justin Kaplan Pro. What happens on Google when they type in Justin Kaplan Pro? Now, for most people, you're just going to start seeing a sea of results, right? And so I've got all these different things. So what happens is, when you set up a Google business listing and you have your business established on Google, then you all of a sudden are going to have this perspective right at the top. And this is what is huge, because when you can get a Google business listing published for yourself, it should then show this. It's going to give you a variety of different pictures. It's going to give you, I got website here. You got Google reviews. I can look at products and services. I can see my reviews right there. It's going to give me a summary of exactly what I do and how I do it. I can click through ads and I can look through different things that Justin has done. So that's what I'm talking about. First piece of this is to go on, and if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, just go to Google and type Google My Business, and it's going to give you the Google My Business listing, and you can go in there and you can start that process setting. And so you got some verification. Now, one of the things that you don't have to do, which a lot of people don't realize this, is when you set up a Google business listing, if you are an online business and you do not want your address to be shown, you can set it without address and you can still get a Google business listing on there. All right. So you don't have to put in a physical address to complete a Google business listing. It'll still show, you can still show your website. You can still show testimonials, services, pictures, a variety of things, but having yourself prominently established on Google is very, very important. Another thing that you can do, which will help your Google listing results, is to make sure that your domain aligns with your handles on all of your social platforms. Okay. So for example, my domain name is JustinKaplanPro.com. If you want to go to my website, it's JustinKaplanPro.com. On Facebook, My business page is at Justin Kaplan Pro. On Instagram, I'm at Justin Kaplan Pro. Twitter, at Justin Kaplan Pro. Periscope, same. YouTube's the same. Everything's the same. LinkedIn, at Justin Kaplan Pro. They're all the same. So if someone goes to Google and types in Justin Kaplan Pro, Google has one job. Google wants to show you what they believe you're looking for. So if there's congruency across the web, then anything that's tagged with Justin Kaplan Pro, people are going to be like, Google's going to be like, oh, you're probably looking for this guy. And they're going to show you everything. On my Google listing, I've got videos. I mean, I can click on the video portion on Google. It's going to show you YouTube videos like crazy and Periscope videos like crazy. I've got imagery. There's all kinds of imagery in my Google listing because I've been saturating the web with everything Justin Kaplan Pro. But this is what I'm talking about. This tip number one is to be able to research and expand on their own. Now, the more you do this and the more you really step in and lean into your branding, the more you will kind of take over your Google results. But to start out initially, one of the first best things that you can do is get all of your handles aligned, meaning every social platform you're on, get the handle the same, and the handle should align with your domain name if at all possible. So what you don't want, like what I wouldn't want, is my domain name to be justinkaplanpro.com. On Facebook, I'm facebook.com at Justin Kaplan Pro. But then on Instagram, I'm Justin_Kaplan. And on Twitter, I'm JC Pro. And on LinkedIn, I'm Justin Kaplan-Pro. When you have all these different handles everywhere, Google can't decipher that's the same person. But when you get congruency, it brings those search results together. All right. So that's important. That's number one, is be able to research and expand on their own, get alignment in your social networks, and set up a Google business listing if you don't have one already, because there's a ton of stuff that you can put into that thing. You can do promos, pictures, services. You can do everything. And that's a spectacular way. And listen, even if you don't have a website, even if you don't have paying clients right now, set up a Google business listing. And then if you have anybody in your world that you have served in any way, with whatever you do, ask people to go to your Google. You'll have a little link. You'll get a link once you create a Google business listing. Text people that link and ask them if they would be willing to give you a review. And you can get people to go to the review. So when you go and search Justin Kaplan Pro, the first thing that comes up is my Google business listing, and it says 5 stars, and I think I have 12 reviews on there currently, if I recall. That's huge. And then if you scroll down, it actually shows the reviews. That is huge for credibility. We're talking about how to get consistent high-paying clients. You are not going to attract high-paying clients unless they have some ability to be able to research and expand on their own and learn about you. All right? Learn more about you and verify your quality, which is going to go to number 2. Number 2 is verifiable quality. All right? Verifiable quality. You've got to get some testimonials. All right? You've got to. Now, if you've been working with or for people and you've collected some low-hanging fruit and you've collected some small fees, fine. Take that low-hanging fruit and get yourself some testimonials. If you have never had a client in your life and you're like, Justin, I don't have anybody that can give me a testimonial, do something for free. Do a free challenge. I did this when I first started out. This is how I got my first handful of testimonials when I first started my business, is I did a free challenge. I did a free 5-day branding challenge where I worked with a group of people through a Facebook group for 5 days. I did a challenge and helped them through some key components of building the brand. And the only thing I asked for at the end is I asked them to give me a testimonial. I had 35 people that went through that branding challenge. And then once I got done, my call to action at the end was I left a link to go to. I didn't have Google listing. I didn't have a website at the time. I left them a link to my Facebook business page, and I used to direct people to my Facebook business page and asking people to leave me reviews from there. And then once I built my website, I could pull those reviews from my Facebook business page, put them on my website, and that was huge. Celia said the same thing. That's how I got my first testimonials too. It's a powerful way to do that. So you've got to get some testimonials. If you're creating a new program, like if you're creating a new program and you want to do like a beta test of it, like if you want to launch a new academy or a new one-on-one coaching program or something, beta test it with like 5 people and give them a very low fee, or give it to them for free, and just ask them if they would be willing to go through your program for the 6 weeks or whatever it is. have them go through your program and tell them all I need for the end of this is just give me honest feedback about how you feel about the program. And then also, would you be willing to give me a testimonial? If you're willing to do that, I'll give it to you for free. That's a great way to do it as well. But you've got to have some human beings go through whatever it is that you're trying to sell or would like to sell at a premium fee, and have some people give you some genuine testimonials of it, because you have to leverage that. And that's one of the first things that I will look for. If I'm looking to make a significant investment in someone else, one of the first things that I'm going to look for is testimonials. I can't tell you the number of people. It's about that. For me, it's about that $5,000. It was about the $5,000 mark. As soon as I started having people reaching out to me and I started telling them that my pricing for whatever it is that they were wanting was $5,000 or higher, those people that are paying that higher fee would say, do you have a couple of clients that I can connect to and just talk to them about working with you? Can I review a few websites? Can I look at some of your testimonials? Absolutely. And I've connected some of my new potential clients to past clients and be like, this is their website. This is the work that I did for them. I'll reach out to them, ask them if it's cool if you guys have a conversation. I've had past clients had phone conversations with some of my potential clients and explain what it's like to work with me. That'll happen. It may happen. Once your fees go higher, you got to do whatever you need to do to make that potential client feel confident and comfortable that you are not that you're going to be a good steward of their investment, and that you're going to be able to do great work for them. Okay, because there's people out there. I mean, it's kind of like me. I enjoy spending money. I have no problem spending money. I like spending money. All right, and I'll spend anything that I need or want. I have no problem paying whatever it costs to get what I want. But I do not like wasting money. There's a difference. I don't know, anybody like that? Like, I love spending money. I like buying the things that I want and need, but I do not like wasting money. And that's where a lot of your premium clients are going to get in that position. They will pay whatever your fee is, whatever that costs, but they also want to make sure that they're not going to get ripped off, and that you're going to be a good steward of whatever it is they're investing in. So having verifiable quality, verifiable testimonials is important. Very, very, very important. All right. So that's your first two. Number one is be able to research and expand on their own. They got to be able to Google you, check you out, and look you up. Number two is verifiable quality. They've got to be able to see some testimonials. They got to be able to see examples of your work. So you've got to be able to cultivate that. Whatever that takes for you and whatever stage you're in, you've got to be able to cultivate that. And I've given you a variety of examples and ways you can do that. You have zero excuses. Zero. Okay. Even if you're brand new, you just started your business last week and you're in the process of creating your business, great. Get your first program outlined and then find yourself some beta testers that can test it and get some testimonials for it. Do a free challenge, get some people in it, get some testimonials from it. Testimonials are an absolute essential if you want to have paying clients, high paying clients, okay? Number three is a clearly defined solution. A clearly defined solution. Whatever it is that you're selling, you've got to be able to clearly and confidently communicate it. All right. Now, everyone has different methods. So, like, if you go to my website, and if you click on, like, let me just show you. Let me just show you. Let me present my screen real fast. Go to Chrome. Let's go to Justin's website. Share. All right, so if you go to my website, let's say somebody comes here and hovers over work with Justin, and like, I think I want to, I don't know, maybe I want to do branding. Let's look at branding and see what's up with branding. Maybe I want to get some branding done. So I'll click on branding, and I'll come down here. I'll look at my different options. The signature branding package looks nice. Let me click on this because it gives me, a little bit of an explanation. Let me click on learn more and see what that looks like. And this will basically thoroughly, starting at $5,000. This will completely outline exactly what I get for that and why. All right. So it outlines my process for how I do brand identity, how I do social media and website, how I do content marketing and business development. And then I basically just explain exactly what my mission is through that process of branding. So I am clearly defining what my solution is and how my solution will fit your need. All right. If you are did it not show up? Oh, did it not show? Oh, I thought it would show. Hang on a minute. thought if I do present and Chrome and Justin and share, is that not showing? That's not showing, is it? Oh, I got to click it. There we go. You probably weren't seeing my Google business listing either. Oh, that's dumb. Thank you, Theron. So yeah, let me go back here. Let me show you. So now I'm here. Yeah, this is just me not being very techy this morning. So again, if I'm on my home page, if you click under services, I've got branding and logo design. If you click on that, let me just show you real fast. You come down here and you've got options for the different levels of things that I can do. And I explain what those things look like. And I like this signature branding package, looks nice. I can click on that, learn more. And then this is going to show you basically, it starts out at $5,000. And then it basically explains every stage. So this is brand and design. This is social media and website. And then this is stage 3, content marketing, business development. But I explain exactly what my process looks like and how each of those things are going to be an asset and a resource to you. So let me go back to this and come back to here. There we go. So that being able to clearly define what your solutions are is important. And I'm telling you this, I teach off of personal experience, not only for myself, but what I've gone through with my clients. But I remember for me, when I built my first website was garbage. Oh, it was garbage. It was so complicated, man. It wasn't good. It wasn't well done. But it was so busy. It was so busy. And that's the thing about websites today, y'all. Man, if we could just sit and have a conversation about websites, man, if there's one thing that I can tell you about websites right now in today's market, today's consumer, your website has got to be clean and simple and easy to navigate. You got to just give them the highlights of what they need to see and give them the opportunity to find what they're looking for and be able to get to what they need, because most websites I see nowadays are so busy. They're just so busy. So you be careful about how much you put into your website, but just making sure that whatever they are looking for, they can go to your website and they can find that thing easily. What do you specialize in? Make it simple, make it clean, make it easy. All right. Clear defined solution. That's number 3. Let me know if you have questions too, guys. I love questions. Being that my screen didn't share in the last time, I'm going to show you just real quick too what a Google business listing looks like. Let me go to Google search, share, and then I got to put this up here so you can see it. There we go. All right, so this is what happens. So if you go to Google and you Google search Justin Kaplan Pro, when you have a Google business listing set up, this is what will populate at the top of search results. So without this, all you're going to see is just a bunch of search stuff, right? You're normally just going to see a bunch of search results. But if you have a Google business listing, this is what will pop up. And this is huge because this gives website, it lists your Google reviews. You can go through and you can see hours of operation. It'll list out, your reviews here. So if someone wants to click on all, hey, there's Celia right there. Celia is amazing. It'll list out all your reviews. People can go through and they can click on each of those reviews. You can put promos on here. So I have a promo which actually ends tomorrow. By the way, if anybody's looking to have a website design, I got 20% off website design packages through tomorrow, by the way. So you can say that I saw that ad on your Google business listing and I can reach out to you. But you can upload all kinds of pictures, do all kinds of stuff. But this, you can ask a question if you want to, which is super cool. People can contact you. Just super, super cool. So getting a business listing set up is very, very important. Celia says, does Google business listing cost money? Not that I wouldn't pay, just curious. No, it's free. It's absolutely a free service. Okay, so that's why I highly recommend it, especially if you're just starting out, and even if you don't have a website yet. Absolutely get a Google business listing set up for yourself, because because it's huge. That's huge for credibility. It's huge for credibility. Like I mean, years and years ago, early starting out, I used to tell people all the time, set up a Facebook business page, because a Facebook business page is there for credibility. Because for the longest time, when people would research you on Facebook, if you're a business, they expect you to have a business page. And it was just a piece of credibility. Google listing is the same way. If you are in a business, I don't think, like if you don't have a Google business listing, I don't know if it would necessarily take away from your credibility. Because honestly, I think most consumers don't necessarily even know that that's possible, or they don't look for that. They do expect you to show up in search results, right? They do expect to see some results from you on Google. But if somebody goes to Google, if they come across a video or listen to a podcast and they go to Google and they Google you, and here comes a professional business listing that has 5-star reviews on it, and it's got pictures and it's got details and it's got services, yeah, you're a credible person. You're just giving the buyer confidence in buying from you. That's really what it is. You're just giving you're just giving them buyer confidence that, you know what, you're not going to waste my money. I feel confident that you're going to be around, that you're a legitimate business. If I have a challenge with you down the road, I can find you, right? And the other thing I'm going to remind you again, to set up a Google business listing, you do not have to list your address. I do list my address on my Google business listing because that is necessary for me to attract local business. Because for me to kind of rise, I'm trying to tackle SEO in my local area, my local demographic, and attract business and clients through there, because I have more 5-star reviews than any other person does branding, website design anywhere in the southern state of Michigan. But I've got to get up, I got to creep up in the search results. I got to have my address in place so people know where I'm located, which is fine. It's just my personal preference. But you do not have to have your address. You do not have to have your address listed to do a Google business listing. You can choose to leave that off if you'd like to. Okay. And I'm in a nice community and I have a big dog. So if you happen to stop by, don't come over unless I know you're coming over. All right. Let me give you your last one today, and then I'm going to get you out of here. All right. Again, today, guys, we're talking about how to get consistent, high-paying clients as an entrepreneur. These are things that are an absolute necessity before people will pay you premium fees. We've talked about being able to research and expand on their own through Google, verifiable quality through testimonials, clearly defined solutions wherever you're presenting your business. You've got to clearly and confidently communicate those things. The last thing I'm going to tell you is having a simple first step. A simple first step is so effective and so powerful. And I'm going to give you an example of what this looks like. Let me stop presenting that and come back to HAPS. Yes, stop presenting. Let me present my website. Chrome to that to share. Okay, so I'm presenting my website. So a simple first step. Let me go back to my homepage on my website. So let's say someone connects through one of my live videos. Let's say you're watching me today and you're listening to, wow, Justin's got this promo going on right now. That's awesome. I've been thinking about getting website done, or I've been thinking about having some branding done. And so you come to my website and you check it out. You're going to read a bit about me and a bit about what I do right here at the top. And then I got some options. Are you looking to start a business? That's going to take you to my startup business development. If you go to branding and website design, it's going to tell you about that. And then you can look at my process. This is a great first step. So if you click on my process, it's going to explain basically what it's like to work with me. I've got testimonials over here that people that have worked with me, but this is basically what to expect when you work with me. And if you're interested, you can get started here. And this get started here will take you to a complimentary 60-minute strategy session with me for free. All right. So if you're interested in working with me, but you're not really sure how or where to get started, you can do a 60-minute strategy session with me. And if you click this, that will take you to a questionnaire where you can register. You'll answer a few quick questions and you register for a free call with me. The other thing that you can do, if you're not quite ready to register for a free call with me, if you get past that get started point, you can go down here and I've got free project guides. So I've got website jumpstart if you're trying to figure out how to get a website started. If you're trying to create a signature offer, I've got some free options for there. So you can grab some free project guides. And again, all of those things are going to give me an opportunity to connect with you. And it just gives you a simple first step to get started. Then, of course, I've got frequently asked questions. These are all the questions that people are asking me all the time. And so I got those listed there. But that page is a great first step, simple starting point for someone who is trying to maybe get their process started, but they're not really sure how to get it started. So giving someone a very simple first step. So one of the things that I'll say often, and I say it on my YouTube videos, it's in descriptions, I say it on my podcast, I say it just about everywhere. I'm like, listen, I'll teach whatever I teach for the day. But listen, if anybody's interested in getting some help and you're curious about working with me, I'd love for you to go to JustinCappenPro.com/my process. That'll explain what it's like to work with me. I got some free stuff there for you. And if you're interested, you can register for a free strategy call with me, and I would love to talk to you. That's a very simple, indirect call to action, meaning it's not salesy. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to give you a first step so you can just kind of find out for yourself if I'm someone that you want to work with. Because I know before anyone's going to pay me $5,000 or more, they're going to do some research on me. They're going to check me out. They're going to look at my testimonials. They're going to go to Google, and they're going to poke around my website. So what I want to do is just give them a very simple first step, because I'm going to have someone that's going to watch this video today that's going to be very interested in talking to me after this video. And so what I want to do is there's a lot of places you can go. If you just simply go to Google and Google Justin Kappen Pro, there's all these things that Google is going to show you. What do I click on? Where do I start? What's the first thing to do? But if you help people take that first step and you simply say, listen, guys, I'd love for you to go to JustinCappenPro.com/my process. That'll thoroughly explain what it's like to work with me, how I work, what I do. I've got some guides there that you can download that's going to get you started in your project. And if you're interested in registering with a free strategy call with me, you can click on that link and it'll take you to a quick questionnaire to fill out, and I'll get right in touch with you. We'll schedule a time to talk. And so it's a very simple first step. So that's your fourth one, is a simple starting point that people can take to get the ball rolling. I think it's Newton's law, right? The Newton's law is that objects in motion stay in motion. So if you can get that general interest prospect who's now become a little bit curious with you to take a first step, if you can get them moving towards you, then you can keep them moving towards you. Objects in motion stay in motion. Prospects in motion usually stay in motion. Buying temperature builds, connection forms, and you're able to really just basically tell them, this is what I do, this is how I do it, and I'd love to work with you. This is what I charge. What are your thoughts on that? And then you can get yourself some premium clients. All right, guys, that was a lot in 48 minutes, but hopefully that was helpful for you. Give me a yes in the chat stream if you learned something today. My mission, as always, is to give you practical advice, practical teaching that you can take and apply. So I want you to take this and apply it today. I want you to figure out what of these things that I've given you can you go and work on today and get yourself set up to attract yourself some high-paying clients consistently. All right. Cheers and good morning to you. I appreciate all of you. I know your time is so valuable. I know 48 minutes of your time is so valuable, guys. So be intentional with your time today. Be intentional with that talent that you have, that gifting that you have. I'd love to chat with you if you need help from me. Otherwise, have a beautiful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll be talking to my girl Jackie Cameron and doing an interview with her tomorrow. So excited to share what Jackie does with you tomorrow. And tomorrow's my birthday. So I'd love for you to just stop in and say hello with me for my birthday. Wish me luck, because today is my last day of my 30s. So I just got to get the most out of it. Okay. Have a beautiful day, y'all. And I'll see y'all around the web, right? Take care. God bless. I'll see you guys later.